I don't know if it's the most perplexing state, but it's definitely one of them when it came out of the midterms. Pennsylvania, I don't know, man. You guys had an opportunity, okay? You had an opportunity to do something good with at least the governor's mansion. As for the Senate, I can kind of understand for the meme value going for Fetterman because nobody was excited. Nobody really wanted to go for Oz, okay? But taking a look at the likes of, well, the emptiness of Pittsburgh, okay, and then the crime-ridden nature of Philadelphia, I don't know if you wanted more of that stuff. You wanted to see how crazy this party could get, but you'll have to live with this stuff for the next 2 years, okay, and see how far this rabbit hole goes. Obviously, your guys' choice at the end of the day, but I want to dissect this a little bit because I didn't expect things to be this bad, and of course, anybody who's worth their salt in a honest mental capacity has to learn from their mistakes. And obviously, nominating Oz was a mistake, okay? Having his vacuous charisma attached to Mastriano definitely tanked his campaign, okay? Not pumping him up enough and then saddling him with a total fucking dolt, but then not having a bigger reason to go to the polls over top of that definitely manifested in the perfect storm for this quasi-blue backlash. Blue backlash. No Van Jones impersonation right now. From the Keystone State. Or maybe I'm just underselling how popular John Fetterman was. Okay. Anyways, blue Pennsylvania. Undecided state house races may cause party power to shift. Yeah, let's take a look at what the down ballot stuff is all about, because that's kind of what I'm interested in as well. Okay, the balance of political power in Pennsylvania has taken a left turn as the Republican-controlled state house lost at least 12 Republican seats in the November 8th election and could lose more. It's funny because we were told about Pennsylvania, don't expect any results, okay, for at least a couple of days. Oh, at least through the end of the week. Don't worry about, oh my, and then out there in Lucerne County, man, like a ballot at polling stations are going to be open later because we're running out of paper, but don't worry, everything's going to be, oh, wait a minute, Fetterman and Shapiro actually are winning. Great, we can call those races right now and we have all of our results out there right now. Nothing sketchy about that at all whatsoever. Because 2022 is the most secure midterm election ever. Is that what we're going to be going with? Okay. Democrat Mark Moffa, with 15,095 votes, has 2 more votes than Republican Joe Hogan's brother, 15,093 in District 142 in Bucks County. You know what that is right there? That is somebody, okay? Those are 2 people right there. That might just be a house. That might be a husband and wife living together, taking a look at the candidates right at the top of the ticket and going, okay, do you want to vote for Oz? No, I don't. Okay, I like Mastriano, but I've also heard how long those polls are supposed to, how long those lines at the polling station are because everything got moved to giant centers instead of just tiny precincts where you just go in, you cast your vote, and then you move on with your day. You want to go stand in line for a few hours? Nah, they probably got it. Now, you can't point directly at that. Okay, I'm not MSNBC over here saying everything is suppression, everything is intimidation. Okay, the voters are never going to have their voices heard on that. I'm just laying out what the fuck happened at the point in time, okay? Nominated uninspiring characters, and that is something that you need to learn and understand. Quite frankly, to use a hack phrase, do better for 2024, okay? But also, in the big recap video at the end of the day, I'll also make the claim that, you know, having an inspiring character at the top leads to just more votes across the board. So you would have ended up having those additional 2 votes and things wouldn't look like this for right now. But thank God we get to do this stuff over again in a couple years time. Okay, so just, hey, little spoiler for a little bit later. This might actually not be all that bad because I totally anticipate, and I talked about it yesterday, the whole idea that trans women are women, trans men are men, that wasn't in the public lexicon, okay? That was just getting batted around in internet forums, and then all of a sudden, that's mainstream Democrat talking points. Okay, how much more insane, how crazy are we going to get in 2 years? I'm here for it, mostly because, I don't know, man, Work on yourself, okay? Improve your own personal situation and just enjoy the fucking decline because it's going to get buck-ass wild. Those totals are not expected to change for days. Jim O'Malley, Deputy Director of Communications for Bucks County, told the Epoch Times, currently Bucks County election workers are inspecting provisional and segregated ballots and determining which ones can be counted. Yeah, so we're supposed to end up figuring stuff out maybe next week. I can't believe we're going to be talking about an election in a first world country, not just any first world country, a political superpower. Okay, it's at least at the table with the other G6 or G7, which one's the plane, whatever one's not the plane. Okay, you got them right at the head of the table, the United States of America, even though you kind of just send a fucking corpse over there in order to represent your country. It's supposed to be the gold standard. Okay, the United States dollar is the world's reserve currency, for Christ's sakes. Okay. And you got Brazil, okay, who can count millions and millions of votes within a fucking day. You got a couple of states that are out there that fortified and made sure that all of their elections, after embarrassments from elections decades ago at this time, okay, Ohio and Florida, have all of their ballots counted in places with 8 digits. Comparable population to Ohio and is dwarfed by Florida. They can have all of their ballots counted within about 5 or 6 hours, but the rest of the country, rest of the states with a fraction of that, because what's Florida, like the 4th or 5th most populous state? But nobody else can figure this stuff out. Okay, cool. And okay, so the biggest states, okay, so you got New York, you got California, you got Texas, but Texas also finished up all of their counting too at the same time. And then you got Illinois with Chicago there. What do they all have in common, and why can't they get there? Oh, okay, cool, interesting. Just wondering, just putting that out into the ether, see if anybody can answer some questions. Okay, but Jim O'Malley, said that segregated ballots are getting counted right now. They will make a report about those ballots to the Bucks County Board of Elections on Tuesday, November 15th, and the board will determine the next step for those ballots. Again, we should just have a town square where somebody shows up and then just votes aye for whatever candidate that they want to. Or just have everybody stand in a line, and whoever's line is longest ends up winning an election. This is ridiculous at this point. Bring back pottery shards. The process is similar to Montgomery County's District 151, where Representative William Todd Stevens, a Republican incumbent, has 16,611 votes and leads with 26 votes over Democrat Melissa Serrado's 16,585 votes. There's going to be a lot of recounts. This shit isn't going to be done for as long as they're taking, probably the end of the month. And it's almost like they laid the groundwork in 2020. Not making any claims or anything like that, but they said, oh man, this is going to take a while. We got the pandemic procedures in place, and we just want to make sure that this is safe and secure, guys. Okay, we don't want anybody to be put up against that evil coof that's out there, so we got to have distance. We got to need extra space. Just what's your fucking excuse this time around? Just wondering why it's taking even longer from 2020. Just wondering. Okay. Yeah. No automatic recount is triggered for legislative races. A campaign or other organizations would have to file a request for a recount. Montgomery County spokeswoman Kelly Cofrancisco, interesting name, told the Epoch Times, yeah. But you'd think, okay, especially if, Moffa and Hogan race is going to be decided by 2 votes, the loser's obviously going to pony up the money in order to get a recount going down there, because that's just way too close for comfort. Or, common sense has got to dictate that one, man. But, okay, cool. Just a little more clarification underneath. The other outstanding ballots include our provisional military overseas ballots that we have until next week, November 15th, to accept. Wait a minute. What? Provisional ballots and, the mail-in ballots. You have until November 15th, a week after the official election. Yeah, you could just send them in at any time. Yeah, it doesn't sound weird or anything like that. Okay, Cofrancisco said next week our Board of Elections will hold a provisional ballot hearing to determine which ballots will be included in the final count. We have until November 28th to certify the election. Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of counts take all the way up until the certification date for interesting reasons. Let's just say that. But just a little overview as to the State House in Pennsylvania, because that's kind of what I've what I'm interested in, and I'll have to take a look at that a little bit deeper to just see exactly where the discrepancies are, because all of the big-brained intelligentsia media types are just saying red trickle, this was a referendum on Biden's positions, and everybody likes Democratic policies. Yay, riots, trans people, abortions on demand on every street corner, and yay, dead soldiers. Okay, everybody was really behind that platform, which is a little bit shaky, but we'll have to be doing some number searching on that one, because even the day after all this stuff went down, I was like, okay, cool. Red places got even redder. Some of those other districts are going red, but the blue places were super fucking blue. Interesting. We're more at least from raw vote totals that are out there, the people that turned out to vote, which we don't have firm vote totals yet because democracy. Can't even figure out who voted for what yet. You can get a good general overview, but just finish the fucking count so we can do a full autopsy on this shit. But as far as I can tell, and something that I'll elaborate on a little bit later, and then not this video. Does this one go out at 4 o'clock? Whatever. Okay, the big overview video. People no longer vote for just simple candidates, okay? Nobody just shows up and votes for the guy who has an R. Nobody wants to just show up for the lady who has a D next to her name. They want to vote for charismatic individuals. They want to vote for recognized names who support their party. If you don't have that, you don't have the support of the electorate. But more on that later. Okay, yeah, so Pennsylvania's House and Senate have been solidly Republican-controlled since 2011. Outgoing Democrat Governor Tom Wolf, yuck, has had a sometimes contentious relationship with the General Assembly. Wolf was never able to convince Republicans to raise the minimum wage, not their fucking problem, or legalize recreational marijuana. Yeah, I have a very unpopular stance on that one, but whatever. Another topic, another time. You already heard it ad nauseum. Although during Wolf's administration, Pennsylvania did legalize medical marijuana, which is fine, I guess. Just depends on how much it's actually prescribed, because we know how much doctors really like to use and abuse opiates. But hey man, there's an epidemic and we can't figure it out, even though you can just go down to the doctor. I stubbed my toe. You want some opiates? Okay, cool. Wolf used executive orders to move his agenda forward. Great, wonderful, fantastic. Well, Pennsylvania's Senate remains Republican. The House is close to flipping to Democrat control, giving our incoming Democrat Governor Lil Josh Shapiro a smoother ride to advance his agenda. Well, if the Senate remains Republican and you've got a razor-thin margin in the House, don't really know too much about that, but you're going to have to win a majority. Normally it's just a +1 in the House, but you're actually going to need a +2 perhaps, because yeah, there's, like I said before, there's some goofy shit going on in Pennsylvania. Mostly like a dead Democrat was reelected in Pennsylvania. You can't make this shit up, kids, okay? This isn't the dead voting in Pennsylvania. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This is a dead guy getting elected, still being on the ballot, okay? Like, you had a walking corpse to get elected to federal Senate, okay? But you got an actual corpse elected in the state house. The fuck is going on? Pennsylvania State Representative Tony DeLuca, hey, has been reelected despite being fucking dead, okay? Dying last month, okay? He died in October. Christ all fucking mighty. And he didn't have an opportunity to go, okay, we're going to need another candidate. No, we'll just run another election because that's the solution. Like, what? Whatever. Okay, DeLuca's death from lymphoma at the age of 85. He was running with lymphoma, and he was also 85 years old. Term limits when? This is ridiculous. Occurred too late for changes to be made to the election ballots or to candidate running for the district. If you have major health conditions, and I'm looking squarely at you too, Fetterman, what level of narcissism do you have to have in order to put in compromise the reliability and authenticity of governments? I thought Democrats were like super concerned with the state of our democracy and running a safe and secure elections. That was all their thing, right? His only challenger was Green Party candidate Zara Livingston, over whom he had a sizable lead throughout the election. Yeah, because Green Party is just the lol party. He won the seat with more than 85% of the vote. DeLuca was the longest-serving member of the State House of Representatives, having served for 39 years. Holy fucking shit. Just a fucking suck off the government tit. And you don't even get that much money from the House, okay? Like, I know Texas is just kind of funny. You only get paid when you show up. It's a title outside of that, but you get paid when they're in session. Other than that, just go back and fucking work. That's the way that it should be, especially at the federal level as well. Goddamn losers get paid way too fucking much for what they do. Pennsylvania's House Democrats sent out a tweet. Congratulations on Tuesday evening. Yeah, I read this before. This is fucking ridiculous. This right here just seems like it's directly out of fucking clown world. Well, we are incredibly saddened by the loss of Representative Tony DeLuca. At least his campaign didn't. Oh, we are proud to see the voters to continue to show their confidence in him. He's fucking dead. He's dead. And his commitment to their democratic values. Oh, that is such a loaded statement that I can't elaborate on because YouTube is such a nice and open, honest, and fair place, okay? But at least now being dead, he can be alongside his constituency, and his, commitment to democratic values by re-electing him posthumously. A special election will follow soon, so, okay, you didn't have the time and the opportunity to run this election again. Why didn't you just cancel this one right here and then just run the special election? It's almost like you're causing the taxpayer to have to shell out more for just your vanity project. Oh, he finally got to win another election. It's so nice for him. I'm sure his family will be super happy for that. But the cunt was in fucking office for 39 goddamn years, okay? He's already taken enough of the taxpayer dollars, and as a parting shot, they have to run another election in order to fill his vacant seat. Unfucking believable. It's likely that DeLuca was simply re-elected in order to not elect a third-party candidate and to trigger a new election for his replacement. It is not known when the special election would be called. If it follows a similar timeline, okay, like they got to certify all of the results by the 28th, okay, and then he got the Senate runoff election for Georgia December 6th, whatever that is. I'd imagine it'll probably be somewhere in that area as well before everybody gets sworn in the new year. I think that works the exact same way for the states as well. I could be wrong on that one. I'm not entirely sure. The election, the election, a candidate posthumously is certainly not without precedent. In 2020, late North Dakotan Republican David Andal beat longtime incumbent Jeff Deltzer to win a seat in the House of Representatives 1 month after his death. Fucking Christ. DeLuca was a resident of Penn Hills, and he always will be, at least in his family's heart. A town just outside Pittsburgh, for more than 60 years. At least he lived in Pennsylvania and didn't campaign there in order to fill a Senate seat. Looking at you, Oz. Go back to New Jersey and, try to revive your fucking television career, you cuck. But how does all this shit happen? Okay, how does Fetterman get there? How does a dead guy get reelected? Well, they have overwhelming support for people who couldn't even be fucked to turn up to the polls, okay? Like, we can take this stuff at face value, okay? All of these mail-in ballots were 1,000% on the up and up. I will take that at face value, okay, just for this thought experiment in order to clear up some opinions on this stuff. If people can't even turn out once every 2 years, okay, they want their opinion validated, but they don't want to put in the legwork to actually go out there and vote. Do I want their opinion on national or even state level or even municipal level decisions? No. I'm not one of these people who think that, we should be able to just vote from the comfort of your own home. If you don't know me, well, my opinion when it comes to an election, well, you got to be a net taxpayer. You should have to earn your right in order to vote, okay? Whether that's through service directly through the country, through the armed services, okay? Or by being a job creator, net taxpayer, something along that line, okay? Sounds like Starship Troopers, but it rings pretty fucking good, okay? Service guarantees citizenship. That's the way it was way back in the cut, back when the whole nation was founded and shit. It's almost like the founders had an idea, okay? Yeah, they might have been a little bit stringent, and you could see that end up getting worked in a couple of different ways, but in order to vote, you had to be a landowner, and there wasn't any pesky 19th Amendment. But no, I want the opinions of people who actually have skin in the fucking game. And if your policies are so good, okay, you think that your positions are so principled, the Democrats are still the party of the working class, in theory, okay, you should be able to get those country bumpkins out there to just hop on their John Deere and go down to the polling station. You would think, right? But when you make it so easy, a actual fucking monkey can do it, okay? You could even have, what was that, Sunny Hostin? I'm pretty sure it was that same bitch who was just saying that GOP white women are basically roaches voting for a raid. I understand the analogy, but hey man, it's fucking turnabout's fair play. But when she was admitting on live television, it was one of those fucking clucking hens. Forgive me if I can't differentiate between the nonsense. They were saying that their kid was filling out their fucking ballot. Their ballot, okay? Their child, somebody else filling out their ballot, committing fucking mail fraud, an actual felony. Something that can be punished by federal fucking law. You do that and you remove that fucking knee-high barrier in order to have your opinion heard. This is what you end up getting. You end up getting people that are going to be replaced. I don't know, man. What are the betting odds? Who's going to be replaced first? Fetterman or Biden? I legitimately don't know. I don't expect either of them to finish out their terms, especially at this point in time. Fetterman might recover, but that severe stutter and stammer and stagger and that fucking goiter on the back of his neck, man, it's concerning to say the least. And I don't know if they can get some sort of an amendment to the dress code in the Senate, but if he can wear a fucking hoodie and nylon shorts in, man, it's going to be tough. Otherwise, he's going to be Skyping into a lot of fucking votes. Well, let's see the new hurdle that's going to be needed to be overcome, especially in Pennsylvania if Republicans want an opportunity to win again. Because mass mail-in ballots, well, those have been squashed in some places like Ohio, Florida. Those are just the two main ones, okay? The swing states that are out there. It's like, just stop it at this fucking point, okay? You seen what happened, okay? Because Pennsylvania is just the mirror image of Florida, okay? You had Ron DeSantis down there crush a fucking can by just about 20 points, okay? You had Marco No Charisma Rubio, okay? Beat the brakes off of a black lady. It's weird. Went down and nobody's crying racism or something like that, or sexism. Anyways, but then the exact opposite thing happens in Pennsylvania, but what's the only difference? It's going on. Anyways, call it a white wave. A flood of white envelopes containing mail-in ballots lofted Democrat candidates to victories in several key November 8 races. Case in point, Democrat John Fetterman will occupy Pennsylvania's coveted U.S. Senate seat instead of Republican, and big fucking quotes around that, Dr. Mehmet Oz. In the race and several others, mail-in ballots acted as a breaker against the red wave. Sure, of wins that Republican leaders had hoped would wash across the nation at the time when Congress and the White House are both Democrat-controlled. Yeah, that's why they just said continue to vote harder for those policies that are making you poorer, weaker, and less safe, because democracy's on the ballot. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. How's that happen? You guys are in control. And last time I checked, you don't keep fascism at bay by voting it away. It just doesn't really work that way, but I understand. You're just fear-mongering. The lopsided numbers in the Fetterman-Oz race starkly reveal how key the mail-in segment of the electorate has become, despite Republicans' emphasis on in-person voting. That's election day is in the Constitution, not election season, not election several days, not election several months. Because when did early balloting started? It was at least back in October, okay? Maybe even reached earlier into September. Like, this is fucking bug-ass wild, but hey man, the right guy won, so who cares, right? Continue to fucking milk this cow into the future. Based on unofficial tallies available as of November 9th, Oz drew 500,000 more voters to visit the poll on election day than Fetterman did. Okay, so more than 500,000 people turned out to vote for Oz. Fetterman's mail-in total exceeded 868,000, quadruple Oz's total in that column. 655,000 vote difference in Fetterman's favor. Unfucking believable. Mail-in pros and cons. All right, let's see what the intelligentsia have to say about this. Jacob Nielsen, all right, professor and political scientist, yes, at the University of Buffalo, told the Epoch Times in a November 9th interview that it appears to be a tactical mistake to encourage one method of voting while discouraging others. Yeah, it worked in 2020, and then it worked in certain areas in 2022. Very interesting. You want your supporters to use anything they can. That's election day voting, early voting, absentee, whatever tool is most effective to you. Unbelievable. He thinks that might help deliver more Republican victories and counteract the Democrats' effective use of mail-in voting campaigns. Oh, there's so many things I'd like to say, but that's all right. We'll keep it above board here. Safe and secure elections that fortified appropriately. Vote early, vote often. However, Nielsen harbors concerns about early voting methods, such as mailing in ballots or voting in person weeks ahead of Election Day. What? No, come on, there's no concerns at all whatsoever. This is all safe and secure and on the up and up, my guy. Well, he thinks it's great to make it easy for citizens to exercise their right to vote. Yeah, I don't. Nielsen worries about the pitfalls. What happens if a candidate dies days before the election? Oh, they get reelected if they're in Pennsylvania. Don't worry about it. What happens if new information comes in that might have changed your mind? Yeah, it's almost like, there's some wording in the Constitution that says election day. Election day. Take a look at what happened in the places that reaffirmed the whole election day, and that absentee ballots need to be rare and specific for overseas deployed members of the military and people in extreme circumstances. Outside of that, you turn up to one of the many election offices, the election booths that are going to be throughout the entire state. Okay, I'm totally all right with a whole bunch of different precincts. Okay, like if you want to have a polling place at the church just down the block and the school down the way, if there's a half dozen within a quarter mile of where you live, that's totally cool. That's totally fine. More precincts, the more ability for people to just walk in and cast their ballot. That's totally fine on the fucking day of. Outside of that, man, I don't know what all of these additional means and methods are. You turn up, you show your ID. I know that's probably racist as well. You confirm you're a United States citizen, and then you cast your ballot for somebody that you actually want to vote for, not somebody that you're reluctantly voting for, not somebody that you have to vote for, somebody who you want to vote for. And that's another thing, man. You can overcome these in certain circumstances because, again, sometimes that mail-in ballot is just too goddamn strong because there's so many people that are out there that couldn't be asked to actually turn up to a rally, a debate, to vote in person. But sometimes those mail-in ballots are just so goddamn strong for one party or even both parties that's out there. Let's just go into a fantasy world for a second. You need to have candidates, okay, that inspire that level of connection. Somebody who makes the person willing to stand in fucking voting lines, okay? Something that became all too common just but 2 years ago, but beforehand wasn't really a concern or anything like that. I remember when it used to be, there's buses with illegal people just turning up at different voting precincts, but that seems to have gone away. I wonder why. It might involve a stamp. But Doug Mastriano would have had a better chance, might not have won at the end of the day. That was quite a large hurdle for him to overcome. But if there was an inspiring candidate for the Senate, the top of the ballot for somebody to turn out and vote for, not somebody who is just malaise, middle-class pandering, transgender surgery endorsing, lockdown, wishy-washy fuck, Oz up at the top of the ballot, you would have had better fucking turnout. And who knows, maybe the original prognostication that we'd still be figuring out who's going to be voting all the way into today, and now with all of the new predictions that, we're just not going to know anything until next week, maybe that still would be the case in Pennsylvania. But who knows, man? We checked all the ballots this time around, and hey, everything is on the up and up. We could even call it on the night in Pennsylvania because, the Democrats won. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.